This is my 150th video for posting on YouTube. I was going to post the video for light anti-tank weapons firing positions, but I decided I'm going to do this first because I consider this probably just a little bit more important. Now, one of the main missions of the militia movement is support of your community, and that can be through helping out after a disaster or during a disaster, like with flooding, helping out sandbag. It can be helping out after a tornado or a hurricane has moved through the area. You know, whatever type of event occurs. It's not always going to be a combat event where we have to mobilize and go fight an enemy. I know there's people that assist during gun rights rallies. That's part of a community service thing, if you want to look at it that way, because they're helping preserve our constitutional rights. One of the ways I've tried to help my community for years is donating blood, and I've done it since long before I joined the militia. Now, over the past couple months here, I've been receiving constant phone calls from the American Red Cross because they state that the national blood supply is getting extremely low, dangerously low, and for my particular blood type, it's getting to critical levels. It took a while, but they finally got a blood drive that came through my area that I was able to go to over the past couple weeks here. Now, there's a couple things that jumped out at me as I was donating blood. One is, I do wonder if the blood supply actually is very low right now, or if they're trying to stock up. You know, is it possible that the Red Cross organization was given word of an impending event and they're trying to plus up the supplies, get them up to a level that they anticipate they would need to take care of this event? Or is it just people have slacked off that much, donations have been down that much, and the supply is getting that seriously low? Now, just keep in mind when you're donating blood, you're not just doing it for yourself. You are doing it for your family and your community, because it's more than likely that the blood that you donate will go to someone in your area. It could turn out to be a family member who was in a car accident. It could be someone you know that's gone in for surgery. And that's one thing to think about when you're sitting on the table, you know, wondering about who's going to get your donation. Donating is very simple. You go in, you check in at the desk or the table. They write your name down. They then take you over and you read a booklet that is their initial, clearance to find out if you can donate blood. It'll ask if you take certain types of medications, if you've been to certain countries within the past so many years. They're trying to weed out those who cannot give blood because it could potentially be dangerous for the person receiving it. After you read that booklet, if you think you pass, you'll move on to questioning and a quick examination by one of the Red Cross personnel. The questioning that they'll give you will be on a computer. It'll be a little bit more thorough. They'll check your blood sugar, they'll check your iron levels, they'll check your oxygen levels and all that stuff to see if you're able to donate that day. And then if you pass that, you move into the donation. There's two different ways you can do it. There's what everybody knows, you donate a straight pint. You just go up there and they take a pint of your blood and you're good to go. There's also what's called double reds or power reds. When I started giving to it, it was called double reds. Now they're calling it power reds. They take the equivalent of 2 pints of blood from you. They're taking roughly 2 pints worth of red blood cells, but they return back to you the plasma and everything else that was in your blood. They also give you an IV to replace the fluid loss. I prefer doing that because you feel a lot better afterwards than just giving straight pints. You don't feel as drained in that stuff. You don't have as much volume loss from your body. It does mean that it takes twice as long before you can give blood again, but you know, that doesn't really matter. Because when it comes down to it, you really donate when you're able to, and they're not always going to be back at the time that your time limit is up. You know, they may show up a month or 2 months later, and that'll be the next time that you can give blood. A month or 2 months after your 6 months or whatever it is for doing a double red, 3 months for a straight pint. They might show up a month or two after that for their next blood draw in your area. But I do recommend that all of us go out and donate whenever we can. Because think about it, if something ever does occur, you want to make sure that the medical services in your area can help people out. They could be helping you out if you get wounded. They could be helping out a family member. They could be helping out a friend. Someone that you know, someone that you care about. Well, they need the supplies to be able to do that. And if they're seriously injured, they're going to need blood. They're going to need that transfusion. Now, I just got on here just a couple of the things I've gotten over the years. It's not uncommon, especially when supplies do get low, they'll give away some free stuff. I got that t-shirt a few years ago, and that water bottle there, I got it this last one. And I'll be painting that up, and that'll go on my spares pile for mess gear for handing out to whoever needs it, should mobilization be required. And then that'll be used for a cooking oil bottle. But I do recommend, you know, everyone help out in the community any way you can. If you can give blood, give blood. And give it whenever you're able to. If you can volunteer to be part of your EMS service, your emergency medical service, your EMTs, your paramedics, go ahead and do it. Volunteer for the fire to be a firefighter. You know, we need to help our communities in any way we can, because that is a primary job, a primary purpose of the militia. You should always be thinking about how you can help your community. And this is just one way, donating blood whenever you can. Now, for everyone in the Patriot and militia communities, always remember, essayons, let us try.